Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget, 7 p.m. tonight, Ticket and I, heated boxing debates, August 25th. Free backpacks, free haircuts, and September 28th. Undisclosed location will be. I'll have everything after Labor Day. All right, let's jump into what I saw this morning. Shout out to Terence Crawford, man. He actually reached out to his fans, and he went to Twitter and he said, "Let's talk boxing." And he had some conversations with his boxing fans, and I thought that was pretty cool, man. I think every fighter should use their platforms for the greater good of themselves, because every time you communicate on social media, it has coins involved. They gonna buy a shirt, they gonna buy a ticket, they gonna tell a friend Terence Crawford is the best fighter in the world. He liked my picture, he commented on my thing. They'll be a fan for life. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's just incredibly important that boxers do that, athletes do this, YouTube guys do this, and everyone. You know, even if you don't have a platform or anything like that, it's very important that you stay present with people who support you. Now let's fast forward to Terence Crawford was asked, "Do you think Terence Crawford?" Excuse me, Terence Crawford was asked, "Do you think Errol Spence is ducking you?" And he said no. And I don't know if he genuinely believed this or he just wanted to remain PC. But he believes Errol Spence isn't ducking him. I assume that he understands the business of boxing. But I'm going to choose the other side, not out of malice for Terence Crawford, not out of respect for Errol Spence, but for the promotion of the fight, for the money of the fight. We all know that it's on a timeable schedule and things have to occur prior to these guys meeting. But in the meantime, Terence Crawford should say, that nigga been ducking me for 2 years, man. I done had the belt for a year. I beat Jeff Horn June 9th, 2018. Was it June? Well, let's say June of 2018. And Errol Spence been champion since May of 2017 when he beat Kell Brook. And I went to the fight. I went to Texas to go see him, and he wouldn't even say hi to me. You know what I mean? I'm doing everything I can to get this fight. I'm even taking it to Twitter right now. When's the last time you guys saw me on Twitter? And it just brings attention to the fight. If he says Errol Spence is ducking him, Boxing Scene does an article, Boxing 24 does an article, you get 20 YouTube videos, and you ignite the Terence Crawford faithful fans. And they go to every vlog site, post their comments, go to Twitter and say, thanks, Terence Crawford. Thanks for speaking the truth on his Instagram. They go to Errol Spence comment section and say, why you ducking Terence? And then, you know, maybe sarcasm, because Errol Spence is just as sarcastic as Terence Crawford. He might put a picture in his stories about of a street, you know what I mean? Something sarcastic like that, or you know what I mean, wait your turn or something like that. You know what I mean? He might have him at a red light or something. I don't know. Errol Spence is kind of sarcastic like that as well. So is Bud Crawford reading his Twitter. I actually like this, man. Terence Crawford did a hell of a job. People always say that I dislike Terence Crawford or something like that. No, I just think that when you're the pound for pound best fighter in the world, and you know, not even the pound for pound best fighter in the world, when you know the history of Bob Arum, and you believe he's going to treat you some different, is what bothers me. You know what I mean? And maybe he skipped over Terence Crawford and started disrespecting Shakur Stevenson. You know, maybe Terence Crawford is getting the respect that he deserves, and what I may have you. Maybe Terence Crawford is the outlier experience for Bob Arum. I don't know. Hopefully I'll see Bob Arum sometime in August. I definitely want to, and I love interviewing Bob Arum, man. To me, Bob Arum, I'll be honest with you. These are not my favorite interviews, but some of my favorite interviews are Bob Arum and Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach loves talking to me. Like, he just does. He just loves talking to me. You know what I mean? Bob Arum knows he's talking to me when he's talking to me. That's why when he said, oh, the fight needs to be in Atlanta, he watches the channel. He watches my stuff. You know what I mean? He knows my intent. He knows who I am. So to their credit, they I appreciate them always wanting to interview with me. Bob Arum's sandwich was frozen by the time we got to it, and I offered to buy him a sandwich, man, and he wouldn't take it. So, and simultaneously, Terence Crawford walked into the hotel, but I couldn't stop my interview with Bob Arum and interview Terence Crawford. I saw him, but I couldn't stop. So, anyways, man, I said all that to say, Terence Crawford, keep this momentum going. You got people gonna start talking. Keep this momentum going. You got to interact with the fans. People say athletes aren't role models. Andre Ward made a quote saying, "I didn't ask for your support or respect," or something like that. At the end of the day, boxing only goes as far as the fans and as well as the fighters fight. You understand? So there's duality in this. Is there a level of respect that needs to be that buffer? Absolutely. Do fighters go overboard? Absolutely. Sometimes do fans go overboard? Absolutely. Sometimes do media members, such as myself, go overboard? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, in order for this thing that we call boxing to excel, it has to be mended and facilitated by all three entities: media, fans, and the principals in boxing, meaning the logistics, the promoters, and more importantly, the fighters. And I agree when every fighter say they put their life on the line, especially what's happened in the month of July. So to that Terence Crawford, I say stay current. Don't stop. Make it a monthly thing, a bi-weekly thing, a bi-monthly thing, because I think people lit up. I didn't catch it live, so I don't know, but I think it's a beautiful thing, and you should stay on it. And that's how you promote yourself outside the state lines of Nebraska, outside the city limits of Omaha. You know, there's a reason why you don't sell out in Las Vegas. There's a reason why you don't sell out in New York, not out of disrespect, but because you go silent after fights. And I heard the first 10 minutes of the Boxing Voice, and just by Ness octaves in his voice, leads me to believe that he was shocked. He was unbelievably shocked. So was I. You know, so I wish you well, and I hope that you continue to do it and give boxing fans what they want. Because there's a lot of Terence Crawford fans that want to be Terence Crawford fans, but they just don't know who Terence Crawford is. They just haven't met Terence Crawford yet. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of 19, 20-year-old boxing fans that don't have their favorite fighter yet. You understand? There's a lot of boxing fans that was just introduced when Manny Pacquiao fought Keith Thurman, and they don't have a favorite boxer yet. You know, there's a lot of boxing fans who saw the meme of Deontay Wilder knocking out Dominic Breazeale, and they don't have a boxing fan yet. They just saw a fucking hellacious knockout, and they say, I want to watch the next big fight. And that's the reality. Every day, a new fight fan is born. That's why people say, that's why you always ask people to give their social medias and everything moving forward, because there's someone new that's going to watch your video. You know, like Chris, like I interviewed Chris Van Heerden yesterday. This is a completely new audience to Chris Van Heerden. You know what I mean? And a lot of you guys are going to gain a lot of respect for him. Wow, I didn't know that about him. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys are going to gain newfound respect for me or dislike for me. You know, and it goes on other people's platforms as well. So I think that at the end of the day, I think that we're all ambassadors and trailblazers for the sport of boxing, and we all hold this sport in high regard. But I get back to what I said before I got on my soliloquy, is that Terence Crawford should have said, hell yeah, that nigga ducking me. Hell yeah. He should have just put a picture of a duck. He just should have put a picture. Next time they ask you that question, Terence, you got to say he's ducking you, even if you don't mean it. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson didn't want to eat nobody's kids. He was promoting the fight. That's just how he felt in the moment. You know what I mean? It was acceptable, you know? So I say that Terence Crawford, start promoting the fight. Start promoting you. But anyways, moving forward, don't forget, tonight, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, Ticket and I go in on Heated Boxing Talk. We have a good one today about Bob Arum versus Al Heyman. I think that's what we're talking about. But maybe this and the latest news in boxing. August 25th, free haircuts, backpack giveaway. And September 28th, not set in stone yet, but we're going to be rocking and rolling September 28th in the morning in LA. It's going to be turned up. Sean Porter versus Errol Spence in Los Angeles at Staples Center. It's going to be a great segue to the fight. And Barbershop Conversations, man, feel free, hit the subscribe button. And some of y'all go comment on Terence Crawford Instagram or Twitter and tell him thank you for actually doing that. Barbershop Conversations. I'll holler at you guys. Peace.